Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Denise, and today I thought let's make our way a little further here in the big journal because I'm getting like this close. Well, this close still means like probably 30 videos, but it feels so close when we started out with no pages done versus getting really close to actually making this one a final complete journal whenever we get to the end. So I'm actually had come back to the beginning here, and now we have the first pages painted. And actually after we hung up together with the painting, I did paint a little piece right here because there was a glue dab there that had stained the paper from the little wrapper that had come wrapped around the cover. And so I did go back and do that, so now it's nice and clean and pretty because I'm like, okay, that's going to drive me insane every time I see it. And then I could come back and put something there, or it could just be pretty and blank. So for now I've just left it there. I could put a favorite saying, I could put a quote that I liked, I could put a year, I could, you know, just anything at all that you wanted to put in that space. It's available. And I love this page. Every time I look at it, I love it. And then you turn it into this page and I love it too. And then I thought, let's do a crazy page. Just an abstract something with some crazy color palettes because I'm feeling crazy color palettes today. So I got in Color Cube 2 by Sarah Renee Clark. It's my favorite art tool. Gets me past the blank page and where do I start and the indecision, which I know we all have. And if you don't, you're a lucky ducky. So I've pulled out my Kuritakis. I hadn't had them out in a while. Got the big 48 set and the Art Nouveau set, and I've pulled colors from each set. So these two purples, nope, wait. This purple and blue are from the Art Nouveau set, and these four are from the big set because I'm an equal opportunist. Pull the color wherever you need to. So I've pulled card 255. Look at that crazy palette. I never would have put those together. Now I'm kind of excited. So I've got 36 Rose Madder Deep, Cadmium Orange 33, Aurelian 42, 15 Pale Aqua, 303 Mauve Taupe, and 13 Lilac. I mean, could those have been any better? Love it. So I'm going to set these over here. I'm going to go ahead and activate those with some water, and I can tell like 3 of these, that red one, that yellow one, and this lavender one, I've never used those before. So it is kind of exciting to grab colors that you haven't used in your set to see what you could get. And this page over here, I've decided, I'm going to set this over here for a second because I kind of want these paints on this other side. I've decided that the burlap is not my favorite. Surprise, surprise, right? But after you do several burlaps, then you're like, okay, I'm over that novelty. Okay, I'm feeling a big abstract today, so we're just gonna do it. I'm gonna use this big Princeton Neptune square wash, 3/4 inch, because these hold a lot of water. I really like them, and now I'm kind of thinking I want a few more Princeton Neptunes, because why not? If you like it, get some more. Okay, I don't know, where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the purple or the red? I'm feeling let's start with the purple because I know I like this purple. Start with something you like and work your way to the ones that are your least favorite. I'm just going to protect the page behind it. Yeah, work your way out because that way you don't have to start with the scary one first, or try the exact opposite. Start with the scary one first. So many ways that you can approach your abstract, and I'm feeling like I want the white space in today's piece, so I'm going to work it where I do have maybe some white space, because some of these abstracts that I've done with the great big ovals, that could be one of my signature things now, because I'm like, oh, I love this so much. So really we might just paint the whole page with big ovals and just see what we end up with. That could be fun. Why don't we do that now that we thought of that? because I don't think I started with big ovals on the ones that I ended up loving so much. I started off with big splotches and then added the ovals, but you know, it's always time for a little bit of play here in our books. Let's see. Okay, you know, I'm kind of, what am I most scared of? Kind of scared of that yellow. Kind of scared of that red. Let's just work our way down. Let's just work our way down, and then you don't even have time to think of which one do you not like. You're just working your way down that line. And I'm gonna blend some on top of each other, because why not? Why not? Okay, I feel like I'm neglecting this top corner and being kind of careful maybe not to completely saturate into. I could go ahead, this is not that soft paper actually, because I'm going to paint all over this. You know me. We're going to paint all over something we didn't intend to paint on. That's just the nature of the way I roll. And I'd like to keep it kind of clean. There we go. All right. Now I'm feeling like I can get over here and not be afraid of it. All right. All right, I'm scared of the yellow. I'm scared of the yellow. Oh, see, I was right to be scared of the yellow. What really I could have done, could have used that as some mark making on top. But that's okay. This is your moment of braveness. Even if you're scared of it, I want you to work your way down no matter what. No matter what. I'm scared of the orange too. What do I want to do? Now I'm like, hey, don't touch the paper. Because I really liked the underneath, what I had underneath there. It was speaking to me. Ooh, see now, there we go. I actually like the orange, okay. The yellow, I'm still kind of, I don't know, I'm good to be afraid of that one. I don't know, I like this end the best. This is my favorite. Could have been some mark making there. That could have been our mark making end. Look at that color. Oh my gosh. Now that's a pretty color. I was thinking that was not going to be that pretty pinky. I thought that was going to be more red. Christmas red, but no, look at that. That's a fun, that's a fun color. Okay, now I'm kind of thinking, do we want to, let me get some more of that in there. And then what do we want to do for some mark making? Because I've left some white space. I definitely need some mark making. Do we want to let some of this dry and come put some marks back in there? I really feel like I want to bring back, I don't know, bring back some of the purple in here maybe. Like maybe turn that yellow into brown, because brown, yellow and purple make brown. Just like totally made that into some mud. All right. So we could do some mark making. We could come back on top with some color that we really liked on top of that. Or we could just, you know, come paint on top of that with acrylic paint as the next layer, because I like layering these things. I'm feeling a little bit like that may be the route to go. Some kind of fun pattern on top with acrylic paint, and this can be our underside. I don't know, let's think about this for a minute while this dries, and I'll be right back. All right, I've let that mostly dry. I just played for a minute, let it do its thing. And I'm thinking like, let's go crazy. Let's do a little bit of wild today. Let's do something that just doesn't even feel comfortable. What if we take an orange and a blue, which I'm still in my little color palette there, and maybe this crazy stencil that I've gotten, and you know, from the Stencil Club. This is the Stencil Girl Stencil Club 06 of 2024. And I thought, I don't know if I'll ever use that stencil. What if we use that stencil? It like something crazy. Like either the blue, because I'm kind of feeling like I like the blue and the purple and stuff, but the orange is a good pop of something. So what if we come through crazy? It's crazy, but what if we come through with the blue? It might look completely terrible when we're all done. You can just gesso over something that you don't love. Nothing's permanent. It can always be gessoed over. And set the stencil down and say, okay, that's where it's going. Oh no!
What? No, what do you do that for?
I feel like this paint might have been a little bit transparent. Let's see what we're getting.
Oh, do you look at there? Oh my goodness, that turned out so much better
Than I even expected. Holy cow. Okay. I'm feeling that. Oh my gosh. Didn't even expect that. Holy cow. Not what I imagined in my mind, but wow. I love it. I loved it. Okay. And I'm trying to just get it diagonal down the page, I think. Let's just do that. Totally different than I even thought. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that way better than I even thought it would be. I mean, I almost feel like now I could come and do a little bit of orange of that stencil on top of that, but I was kind of thinking a different stencil, so you know, let's just keep going. I'm kind of thinking the great big this is from Joggles. This is Halftone Dorothy. This is the stencil version of my very favorite Punchinella pieces. So let's pull out Halftone Dorothy. So if you're looking for Punchinella and you haven't been able to find it at the fabric store or wherever, this is a great big stencil of all the circles. We love it. I've got one of my favorite other books that I've been working on sitting over here on this table beside me, and I need to shut it before I get paint all over it. Because I'm setting the wet stencils down right there on top of it, because that's what I do. I sabotage myself with some of these. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm filling circles. Do I feel the circles? I feel the circles, I think. All right, just do it. Don't even double think it. Just be like, yep. Slam it down and see if you got something. Okay. Good. Okay, that was good. I don't want it everywhere though, so just a few kind of here and there, I think. And if you do it once and you think, oh, didn't like that, you can always put more on top of it so that it wasn't a mistake. It was on purpose. Then you don't have to keep on doing it. It's kind of like let me get a little bit of gesso here. I want some of this. This is the white gesso. I want a filbert. Here we go. I want a filbert. So this is my little Princeton Umbria filberts, and I'm just going to mix some of this paint together to give me a different orange. And maybe we'll come in here with some mark making. Where do we want to go? I kind of like what we got going on now, but I'm kind of feeling like it definitely needs some good mark making. So let's just throw the brush down. Don't even think too hard about it. Okay. All right, I feel better. That was a good choice. This is what art is all about. Just doubting yourself the entire way. But then I want you to congratulate yourself when you're like, haha, pleasantly surprised at what that ended up at. Somebody said they loved all the positive self-talk I give myself, and I don't know that I ever did that before, but when you're talking to yourself on camera, it is a good way to entertain yourself as you're painting. Positive self-talk. Look at that. All right, I feel like I need a few more right up here. And then I'm feeling, oh yeah, I like that. Ooh, look at that. All right, let's get another filbert because I like this blue also. What are we thinking? Whatever it was just went crooked. That's what. Totally did that line going that way. Yeah, pretend you're talking to somebody. Call somebody on the phone, and then you can be positive self-talking when you're like, hey, that worked out. Ooh, I like that right there. Let's do that up here. Oh yeah, that's fun. I'm feeling a little bit like I need some possibly Go with me here. Let me get this other thing out of the way so I can open my drawer. Let me tell you, one of my very favorite art tools, I haven't had that in a while, are my Mungios, because man, they are vivid color. I will need to spray this page with some pastel fixative. I keep it right up here, the oil pastel fixative. I just, when I'm done, take it outside, spray the page, and then the oil pastel fixative will dry. But I'm feeling like possibly as this dry, and that's another reason why I like putting gesso in the acrylic paint, because I could draw on top of the gesso surface, whereas the acrylic paint surface is basically shiny plastic and it's just harder to draw on top of. This page is getting to be a hot mess, but we know I like hot messes sometimes, so I'm good with that. Kind of talking while it's drying, trying to get that to dry. This is a crazy page. Alright, still a tiny bit wet, but a lot more dry than it was. But let me tell you, the craziest pages sometimes end up being like my very, very favorite ones. So don't shy away from the crazy pages. Okay, so even though I just pulled that out, I just had another idea. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I want some black paint pen, or I could do some black elements on top of there. Oh my gosh, which is it? Black paint pen or black elements on top? Whoa! All right, we just set it down, set the pen down, go. Because I've really become obsessed with these yummy little abstracts with the white space, and then mark making in the white space, like down the white space. For some reason, I have just decided I love that. And it gives us our touch of white and touch of black for lots of contrast. If you're of the art mindset that every painting needs a little white or a little black, I'm not really of that mindset. But sometimes I can see the advantage of it. And I've done a piece or two that I've done recently that I thought, ooh, that's going to need some more contrast. And even though I finished for the day on the video, I do feel like I'm going to need to go back and touch it again. Like this piece here. Even though I finished for that day, I feel like it's going to need something else for it really to be done, because this is the same amount of contrast as this, and even though I've got the white pops, I don't have truly enough contrast like here. I feel like that's the part that is not finished, but that doesn't mean that I might not cut this up and do something else with it, or that it's a bad piece, because I actually love this piece. I just feel like by the time I got to the end of it, because we did a whole bunch to this to even get to this point, I was like wearing down for the day, and I'm like, okay, might not be finished, might need some more contrast. The more I look at it, it definitely needs more contrast, and I feel like the contrast might be in this area, but I don't know. I hadn't gone back to it, but I just want to, you know, sometimes when I'm making stuff on videos, people are like, do you consider that finished? And you know, sometimes I do, and sometimes I'm like, might not be finished, but no, I don't have to finish it today. There's nothing saying that, you know, I can't get to a finishing point and be happy with what I painted that day, versus calling it finished and not recognizing that maybe that needs some more. Not every day has to be a finished masterpiece. I do like to get to a finished piece when I'm doing stuff, but some days it's just harder than others. I don't know about you, but if I kind of don't paint for a while, like I do a whole bunch of videos and I get ahead, and then maybe I take a few weeks from doing videos and do other things, and then I come back to painting, I almost feel like I have forgot everything I ever knew. Do you ever feel that way? Like you're like, whoa, I'm kind of rusty. I feel like I don't even know how to paint anymore. Yeah, but sometimes it's all play for me, and creative problem solving, and just being inspired to show up and sit and do things in my art room. But I recognize not every piece is finished. I mean, that one that I just showed you, I feel like it's not finished. It's lacking some contrast. I knew it was lacking contrast even when we finished that day together when I was painting it. But I hadn't decided like what that finish actually needs to be. Look how fun that turned out with that extra mark making, even though I did get super sloppy with these marks up here. Now that we have that black there, I feel like I could come back with some other black in there and it wouldn't look weird. It wouldn't be like, why did that come there? Where'd that come from? Like I could, okay, I'm just thinking out loud here. I could acrylic marker it with some bigger black spots now. Like we could. Okay, now I'm kind of feeling it. Okay. We might not love it. And if we don't love it, we can paint on top of it. But I'm kind of thinking because we did that, we could do this. And there's white paint right there. Don't smear it everywhere. This is just an Arctic's black acrylic marker, which these Arctic's markers are kind of like my Mungios. I got them on a whim because somebody in my group is like, oh my gosh, I love these. And so I got them and I thought, okay, that's fun to try. Not really expecting to like or dislike them, but I like recommendations of interesting supplies I've not seen before. And this could definitely be some of my favorite art supplies here for 2024, just like these Mungios are. And I don't know if I got these in early 2024 or late 2023, but these are also some very, very favorite. The drawback to some of these though is they come in big sets. They don't come individually. So I think once you used it up, I think it may be hard to get a one replacement marker. I could be wrong. But I'm kind of thinking like you'd have to buy the whole set to get like another black or something. So that is the drawback. I do like it when the brands give you individual purchase in addition to these sets. And I don't think this one gives you that choice. And then I just got some wet paint on that. Don't ruin it before we get to use it a bunch. See, not only do I do positive pat myself on the back as I'm painting, I also do self-admonishment like, don't do that. Well, I like that right there. Okay. Quit putting your hand in that paint. Okay, I'm loving this. Oh my gosh, that totally did that for me. I like that. Now I don't know, even though I pulled the Mungios out, do we want some in there? I kind of do. Like, what if we went in with the orange?
Do it.
Now I'm just cracking myself up because sometimes these crazy ones are kind of cool when you're done, and then you look at it later and you're like, wow, how did I even make that? Like sometimes I gotta look back at the video because I'm like, did I paint that? How did I even paint that? I don't even recognize that I painted that. And I'm like, how did I do that? So having some video evidence that I painted it and being able to go back and see how I did it, definitely helpful. Because as I'm painting, I'm just making stuff up on the fly, trying all my supplies, breaking all the rules. And then I'm like, how did I do that? I don't even have any memory of that piece. Or what I talk about in these videos, sometimes they'll post a couple weeks later and people will respond to things that I talked about, and I'm thinking, what the heck did I say in there? Oh my goodness. It probably comes too because I make so many videos at a time, and then they all kind of run together and I don't remember what I said in what video or what I might have been thinking about. Okay, I'm definitely digging the bit of orange. Like totally making it for me. Look at that. So much fun. And I like how the oil pastel is just so pigmented and hops off the page at you. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this piece. I'm sure it needs some more, but when you're looking at a piece for a while, you kind of think, does it need any more? Could it use some little white Posca dots? do like the pops of that Mungyo. That is definitely a favorite. Let's just do some white dots. We'll pull some of the white back in. Those oil pastels are definitely a favorite. And I was afraid of oil pastels for years because, you know, they never really actually dry, which is why you need that pastel spray, or you can smudge them or they'll get on the other page forever. And so I was a little bit afraid of that, but somehow I've managed to just get past that fear. And the fact that that spray kind of does make them dry up for you has helped. But yeah, for a long time I was afraid of oil pastels. So if you're afraid of them, that oil pastel spray really does seem to tighten those, dry them up for you, so that you don't have to be afraid of them anymore. And they're so pigmented and so gorgeous. Now I almost prefer the oil pastels over the soft pastels because soft pastels are powder. And even if you spray something on top of that powder, there's nothing really gluing the powder to the page. So it's still going to be smudgeable and possibly even could transfer to the other side. I mean, it fixes it a little bit, but it doesn't like glue it down from the underside of the powder. So is it ever really permanent? Whereas the oil pastel, it's definitely sticking down. And so I almost prefer the oil pastel for that reason, which is why now you really see me pull those out over and over. They've just turned into a complete favorite. Oh my gosh, like who even knew this was where we were going? And I feel this is exactly what all those colors wanted. And completely different than the page before it, let me tell you. And look at that with our color palette. Holy moly's. Holy moly's. And I'm almost feeling like over here we're going to do some kind of something. I don't know what it is yet, but we're going to do some kind of something that's going to complement that. And I might even cut it down because I like the shorter center pages on these that kind of flip out, like this one right here where it's cut shorter. I like that when they're cut shorter and you can see it's a little flap in there. I love that. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Hope you had fun painting with me today. I think we're there. That's where I'm going to stop. Hope you love the craziest color palette I could pull out today and make something as fun as we did. The stencil work, holy cow. This stencil, you are definitely going to see me using that more because I've just thought, I don't know about that. And look how amazing it was. This was Stencil Girl, the club. June of 2024. So you do have to be a member of their club to purchase some of these past months. They're on the bottom of that club page they have. And I'm not an affiliate for them. I just happen to love getting stencils as much as I love getting my sketch box. But you can only buy these if you were a member on that page and they custom bill you and then send it to you. And it actually works out really well. But that stencil totally got me on the right direction for this layout. So I hope you had fun painting with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.